Hi guys, sorry it's been so long. I don't really have much of an excuse other than I have been really busy. But yeah, so I apologise for that. But what I have noticed is that even though I've been gone for so long, like people have still been commenting and subscribing to my channel, and I didn't expect that to happen. I know it's not like a massive thing or anything, but I was just it wasn't something I expected, and I just thought that people would unsubscribe with it, if anything. So that's been really positive, and now I notice I have over 200 subscribers, and I just want to say thank you all to those who have subscribed and commented. And if you've commented and I've not got back to you, don't be offended because I don't actually check it very often. And sometimes I see it and I either don't know what to say or I just get caught up in something else. So please don't be offended. Like, I do it with my friends quite often. So, well, not often, but you know what I mean. It's just like a habit, I guess, kinda like, yeah. Anyway, moving on. So yeah, as I said, I've just been busy. But one good thing that did happen is in August now. It's currently November. Is that I went to Derby. It was an event organised by CLDF, which is the Children's Liver Disease Foundation. Obviously, I'm not a child anymore, but they have like a separate young person service, and I guess I'm technically a young adult, so to speak. So I got invited to this trip to Derby, and it's basically like people from like 16 to 25 go away on like this weekend trip, and they've all had like transplants or have like different conditions, liver conditions wrong with them. So I went to that because I thought it'd be really, my whole life just growing up, I felt really isolated because I never really knew of anybody in the same situation as me. Like, obviously you know that there are people out there who have the same condition. Sometimes it just doesn't feel like it, and I think I struggled with that a lot because I felt like isolated, and obviously having three siblings who are like perfectly healthy, it was a bit crappy, I guess. So I thought, yeah, I'll go along. I wasn't really expecting much from it because I thought, we go on the Friday, come back on the Sunday. I'm not expecting like miracles or to be like super come back, with like new BFFs or whatever in like the space of 48 hours. But actually, like, I'm so happy I went because as soon as I came back, it just felt like the last 22 years didn't even matter, and that I just found this group of people, and because we all had like this one thing in common, like almost like it's like this one thing in common of like a liver condition or having a transplant, that just sort of like bonded you all, or bonded all of us, I guess. And they were all really, really nice people, and we got along with them. And actually, on the Saturday night, we had like this party, and obviously, of course, being a load of people who have liver conditions or post-transplant, none of us were allowed to drink. I'm not a heavy drinker, but I do drink socially sometimes. But anyway, might talk about that in another video. But yeah, anyway. So we were like, we didn't have any alcohol, but I feel like we might as well have, because everybody was just so full of energy and just absolutely buzzing. Like, I felt like, I was like, if this is what they're like, just, on sugar, or like, just, completely like, yeah, as I say, on the sugar rush, I dread to think what they're like, actually drinking, if they were allowed to drink, do you know what I mean? But it was a really good weekend. Basically, we had this party, and it was like some sort of like ceremony. I can't even remember, to be quite honest, but yeah, it was like a ceremony, and then the DJ stopped like about 10:30. We were like, oh no, like it was still really early and everything, and we were like actually staying in uni flats. I think it was Derby Uni. So we were just like all agreed to go back to this one person's flat and just like an after party. It was like after party. So we went back, and actually some of the guys went down to Sainsbury's and got like a load of food and drink, and we just pretty much danced the night away. And then we got back to my flat till like some stupid hour, like 3 or something. It was all the same campus, so it wasn't like I had to walk ages. It was literally just like a hop and a skip. So yeah, that was really good. So I really enjoyed it, and as I said, it just felt like after that evening and that weekend, it just felt like had this massive, almost like family of people who could relate to me and just like understand, because don't get me wrong, I enjoy having my friends and everything, you know, I love them to pieces, but I sometimes think, you know, they can empathise and everything, but they can't actually relate. I think it's nice to have someone who can relate and just be like, oh yeah, I know what you mean, oh yeah, I get that, or do you know what I mean? Because your friends, they can try and understand, but at the end of the day, they don't really actually get it in the nicest way I can put that. So yeah, that was my summer, and then, well, that's one thing that happened over my summer, and it's really disappointing actually, because they're having another one next year. The same weekend they've booked it on, I'm actually at a wedding, so I'm absolutely bummed about that. So I won't be going back till 2019, but hey, oh, there we go. We've got each other on Facebook, and we've got like a massive group chat, so yeah, it's not the end of the world, but it's a bit disappointing. But yeah, anyway. And also, yeah, I'm still going up to clinic every 6 weeks. I wish I could sit here and say that I've had a call, I've had a false alarm, but I haven't, unfortunately. You know, it's been 3 years now. It was 3 years in October. It's now December. I don't know why I was thinking it was November, but yeah, it's December now. So, you know, it's just getting a bit hard, and I feel like I went to my clinic appointment last week, and I was saying to my social worker, and I've been saying to other people recently, you know, like, the physical, luckily I'm still stable, like my bloods and everything, and I'm still stable, but I was like thinking, if anything was to happen, you know, like the physical stuff I can deal with, because you either just ride it out, your body just sort of sorts itself out, or worse comes to worse, you go to hospital, and then they just sort you out, and then you go home. You know, it's just like, at least if it's something physical, you can sort of treat it and you can be done with it, I guess, to an extent. It depends how severe it is, but you get my point. So I feel like, yeah, the physical stuff I can deal with, but the emotional stuff, it doesn't really just sort of go away. It's just always sort of there. It's not like something you can treat, per se, and it's always like in the back of your head. And do you know what I mean? I feel like you kind of get what I'm saying. So yeah, that's just getting really difficult now, and I know I've probably said that before, and I just feel like I'm repeating myself, but I just feel like after 3 years, I feel like I would have heard something or had like even an offer, but I haven't, and it's just getting a bit like, I don't know, because I'm 22 now, you know, I'll be 23 beginning of like spring next year, and I just feel like, you know, I've been on this list since I was 19, and I just feel like sometimes I've almost been like robbed of my 20s, because I feel like your 20s is when you're sort of finding your path, like career-wise, or, you know, sort of playing around with like different jobs, or finding a career path you want to take, and maybe travelling, moving out, all that sort of thing. And I just feel like, you know, even for people who like my age don't necessarily have that or can do that, I don't know how to explain what I'm saying, but like, at least for other people my age, it's sort of like an option. But for me, there's not really an option at the moment. Like, people have said to me, oh, could you not like work, or like even just do 2 days a week? But the thing with that is, like, I can't even commit to that, because it's just like my sleep is so fluctuating anyway. Like, some days I won't sleep, and other days I'll get very little sleep, and then if I get very little sleep, I generally make up for it the next day. So, you know, say like I'm not sleeping till like 3 or 4, and I'll go up and like start a shift at 8. Do you know what I mean? It's just a bit, you know, just, it's not really fair on me, and it's not really fair on the employer. So I just feel like I can't even commit to something like that. And, you know, what if, and then, you know, it's not just that, it's like, what if I were to get a job and then I suddenly felt really tired, or I just couldn't hack it anymore? Do you know what I mean? It's just simple things like that that people my age are doing and should be doing, but, you know, I don't even have that choice. And I think that's what sucks the most, to be honest. I just think, you know, it'd be nice to at least have the choice like most people my age would, and maybe, you know, just think about travelling and everything. But I can't really leave the country, because I'd love to travel to, like, you know, America, Australia, Spain. I think those are my top 3 places, and obviously other places, but those are my top 3. But, and, you know, I feel like now is when I should be doing it, like, you know, because that's what a lot of people do before they settle down. They like travel and everything, and then they, you know, have kids if that's what they wish to do. But I just feel like, as I said, that's not even an option. I think that's what sucks, and you know, it just gets a bit much sometimes. Like, yeah, but yeah, I don't really know what else to say about it. So there we go. But you know, as I always say to myself, and I do try and take my own advice, as I say to myself and everybody else, I think sometimes, even though it is a pretty like crappy situation and everything, you sort of just have to focus on the positives and focus about what you have got instead of what you haven't got. Because I feel like if you dwell on the negatives, you stuff. If you don't, there we go, it's right. If you dwell on the negatives too much, you're just going to sort of put yourself in a bit of a downer and get yourself into a bit of a rut, if you know what I mean, because all you're going to be thinking about is the negatives and just be going over that in your head. So I sort of think sometimes just think about what you have got and what you can do. Like, I can still go out somewhat as and when I can, and you know, I've got some great friends, you know, I try and go to Brighton quite regularly, so you know, I do, it's not like I don't have anything, I just would, you know, for some of my age, I just want to be doing so much more that, you know, it, as I say, just isn't even an option. So, yeah, but as I said, I'm just trying to focus on the positives of it. I always have been, and I think my social worker, who I see at the hospital, actually said to me, I want to see if we can get you someone you can actually talk to more in depth about this, because, you know, I appreciate the fact it's been you know, a while and everything, and I think you're absolutely incredible with like your thick skin and your positive mindset, but you know, you need someone to, I feel like you need someone maybe more local, because my hospital's I live in London, but my hospital's more central, and it's not, it takes a while to get there, it's a bit of an effort just for like a conversation, do you know what I mean? So because I feel like we need someone for you to talk to, you know, just for when it does get a bit much, and maybe you can like pop in and see and all that. And I was like, yeah, that sounds really good, because I think, you know, I think that's what I need, maybe just someone to vent to. But then I sort of think at the same time, like, you can sit here and talk about how upsetting and infuriating it is, but then I think to myself, at the end of the day, I can sit here and do that till I'm blue in the face, but at the end of the day, it doesn't change anything. Do you know what I mean? It's not going to make my call come any quicker. So, yeah, it's just infuriating, and it's just really crappy place to be. But there we go. I guess there's not really much you can do about it. You just got to sort of, as I say, just take it with a pinch of salt and just try and focus on the positives. So yeah. Anyway, I don't really have much else to say. I hope you've all had a good summer, a good Halloween. I actually went to a party for that, and I went as Supergirl, so that was really nice. Christmas is just around the corner, so I hope you're all looking forward to that. And I will definitely won't leave it this long to make another video, but it might not be till New Year before I make another one. So if not, then I hope you'll have a great Christmas and New Year. If I can make another video in the meantime, I will, but just in case. So I hope you're all well, and thanks for 200 subscribers. It means a lot. I know that I'm not really, I think you guys know, I'm not really in this for like the amount of subs and likes and comments I get and everything. I'm more in it just for like, just to literally like share my journey and my experience. Like, if I only had 50 subs, it wouldn't matter. So the fact that I've now got like 200 is just, you know, really, you know, it means a lot. So thank you guys, and as I said, I'll try and make another video before New Year, but if not, I will see you all in New Year. Have a great Christmas. Bye guys.